$0.
The candidate's plan's very different from President Obama's, but are they really a better alternative? Our Washington insiders are here this morning. Christy Setzer, former press secretary for Senator Chris Dodd and president of New Heights Communications, and Brian Darling, senior fellow in government relations at the Heritage Foundation. All right, Brian, when you hear those particular candidates on the GOP side talk about foreign policy, does it align with President Obama's foreign policy? Keep in mind that that's where he polls the highest with the American public.
Well, the Obama administration's foreign policy has been a failure in many respects. He's clearly put points on the board with the capture and killing of Osama bin Laden. But if you look at our policy towards Iran and the Obama doctrine, which is constructive engagement more so than confronting our enemies, it has been a failure. Our policy towards Iran has not resulted in them not having a nuclear weapon. Our policy towards Syria has not been tough enough. We've been weak in our alliance with Israel, in support of Israel, and we really don't know how the Arab Spring is going to work out with regards to Egypt and Libya. So many of these issues, which are very important to the American people, when people look at Republicans versus Democrats, they may be looking very favorable on the Republican hawkish foreign policy to make sure we keep America safe.
And yet, Christy, Obama has been hawkish, has he not? He took out Osama bin Laden. He took out Gaddafi. But the interesting thing is that he used a lot of President Bush's foreign policies, didn't he?
That's right, and he used them a lot better than President Bush did. Look, when the history books are written about the 2012 elections, what we're going to see is that Barack Obama has demolished the traditional Republican advantage on national security. And he's done it by, as you said, securing our country, taking out top terrorists like Osama bin Laden and Gaddafi, and actually keeping his promise to end the war in Iraq and bring our troops home. By contrast, I think we've seen a vision from the Republican field that's often bereft of real ideas or strategies, and at times seems almost downright
scary. I heard
scary.
a lot of strategies on Saturday night, so I may have to take you to task for that. And also, didn't President Obama deliberately campaign against President Bush's policies when he was candidate Obama? Don't you find it a bit ironic that he now is embracing all of these policies, Christy?
Yeah, I think there's a difference between, the strategies as they're articulated and ones that are actually able to be executed. And what we've seen with President Obama is that he has been able to actually execute these policies and do so extraordinarily effectively.
Brian?
He's done a very poor job of executing the Bush administration policies, and he overpromised to his base. Remember, the liberals are going to look at this president and think that he did not tell them the truth when he said, I'm going to close Guantanamo Bay and I'm going to pull all the troops out of Iraq in 16 months. He tried to keep the troops in Iraq, to keep the peace in Iraq, and the Iraqis said no. So this has been a failed foreign policy, and Republicans put out some great ideas, and Mitt Romney was exactly right when he said, if you re-elect Barack Obama, we're going to have a nuclear Iran.
And how do you respond to that, Christy? Because I thought that Mitt Romney was that was one of the most powerful statements of the night when he said that there would be no nuclear bomb if he is president with Iran.
Unfortunately, I think it's really difficult to trust exactly where Mitt Romney stands on any of the major foreign policy issues of our day, whether it's Iran, Iraq, China, Pakistan, or Afghanistan, because he has been so all over the map. I mean, even if you just want to look at Afghanistan as one example. First, Mitt Romney said that he didn't want a timeline. Then he wanted, to be out by 2014. He said that he wanted to leave immediately. He doesn't know. It's just really hard to know exactly where he stands. But Barack Obama hasn't been
consistent either. I mean, you can't criticize Mitt Romney when Barack Obama has been very inconsistent. He adopted many of the policies he trashed when he ran for president in 2008.
Right. Very good points. Very good of you to get up so early as well, both to you, Brian and Christy. Great to see you. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
We know Medicare is broken and